Hey everyone, welcome back to some Blood Crest Manor content. Today I thought I'd go ahead and do a little bit of mask reworking for you guys. And by mask, I mean this one. This is the Eyes on You mask by Spirit. I got this during the 50% off sale and it retails for $12.99. So basically I paid $6.50 for this. I was very happy $6.50 for this. It is a very cheap mask. It's very flimsy. It's not thick at all. It's, like I said, it's about as cheap as it can get. But it's a really cool idea. And I have a really cool character in mind for this mask, but it's going to have to be reworked for it to fit what I have in mind. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and come through here, and all the skin tone is going to be painted over black. I'm going to do that first, and then we'll come in and we'll change these eyes to be black lit. So that way when a black light hits them, all these eyes will show up, but none of the skin tone will. So that's the hope and the plan for this, and that's just going to be the mask of a character I have in mind. And the name of the character this is going to be going on is Eyesenhower. Yep, copyrighted, I called it first. So this is what it's going to be, and I'll be walking you guys along as I go ahead and make the mask and the character for this. So without further ado, I'll get right down to it. Alright everyone, so what we're going to go ahead and do here is just go ahead and get the entire thing spray painted over black. And what I have for this is a good quality Krylon spray. It does really good at covering up surfaces that aren't very easily adhered to. So I definitely recommend going for this brand on this one. So all I'm going to do here is just go around it once with black and just base it out in black. And then we'll be ready for the next step. Alright, so now that it's all been painted over black and it's had a good chance to dry, I'm going to go ahead and go over all of the eyeballs itself and paint them back white. I'm also going to be painting over the iris as well doing this. I just want to give myself a good platform for me to go ahead and put the irises on in just a moment. So all I'm going to do here is just paint over all the eyeballs white. And this does take a little bit of time because there's so many little ones on the mask. You also have to be really careful not to let your fingers touch it, so that way you don't have to worry about smearing and any type of mess like that. So just take your time with this and go really slow. My recommendation is start from one corner and then to work your way out. Alright everyone, so now that we have gone through the painstakingly task of getting all of these eyes painted over white, we're going to go ahead and begin adding our black light paints to it. So in my case, as you can see, I have quite a variety going on here. I have yellow, pink, orange, red, and green. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to go over where the irises should be, and I'm going to go ahead and paint these irises in. Now, one of the things about this mask was that I noticed that I liked was how the eyes were pointing in many different directions. So I want to do my best to stay true to the iris itself, but I probably will go ahead and make them a little bit bigger on most of them. I just want to make sure that they stand out more than anything else. So what I do here is I just go over the white and just make sure there's a good layer on there. I don't want it to look like it was painted on, I just want it to be kind of thick on it. So once you get done with one color, just go ahead and let it dry, and then go ahead and move on to your next color. The good part about acrylic paint is it dries relatively quickly. So just go ahead and let it dry like in front of a fan for maybe just like 5 minutes or so, and then you're ready to move on to the next one. For this, I'm trying to space out the colors as best I can so there's not a ton of overlapping with that, but you can only do as good as you can do with that. One of the more difficult issues I had doing this was making sure to keep these in good, perfect circles. That was definitely a difficult task with this contorted surface. So just make sure you're taking your time. It's definitely no kind of race. You just want to make sure it reads well at the end of it. Alright everyone, so now that you have all of your irises painted on, we're going to go ahead and do some pupil work to this. And basically to do this, I'm just mixing black and glow-in-the-dark acrylic paint. The glow-in-the-dark acrylic paint is really optional. I just kind of wanted to see if it would work under the black light. And did it do that much of a difference? It's really hard to tell. But I did go ahead and do that. So now for this, I add some big pupils, some small pupils, give it some depth and give it some realism. And once you have all these placed on, you are now ready to let it dry, and then once it dries, you're ready to go ahead and put on your spray finish. Now for the spray finish, I try to go with something like a Krylon spray finish. That's just something I have a lot of experience with, and it works really good. It just helps keep that acrylic paint to where you don't have to worry about it breaking off or chipping off or cracking. So for this, I just use a satin finish, gives it a little sheen. And you don't need a ton of it, just enough to make sure that this isn't going anywhere. And once that dries, you are now ready for the show. Alright everyone, so that is going to be it for the Eyesenhower mask build. As you see in the videos, it's really kind of just turned out great. I'm really happy with how this turned out and how it looks. And the best part of this is it was so incredibly cheap to do it. I got the mask for 50% off, so basically $6.50. And I already had all the paints, but if you even wanted to add all that together, this is still just like a $15, $16 mask. So if you really want to do something and make it look really special and unique, this one is a really cool one to do that to. It's not very difficult. It takes just a little bit of time and some drying time. But other than that, that's going to be about it. Now the only thing about this that's going to be changing overall is the strapping I have. Right now I'm just using some basic string. I don't have anything right now as far as the material goes for strapping that I was like really happy about. So for now, that's just like a placeholder. That way I can just get it on this head and kind of get it out of the way until I do get the material that I like for that. But other than that, this mask is going to stay the same. It's going to go on a character for a full effect type of situation. And I'm really excited to see it all come to life and come together. So definitely let me know in the comments what you think and how you think this turned out, if you would have done anything different. But other than that, everyone, I'll be talking to you next time.